people. Now let's take you inside Yad Vashem, where you'll find pictures, artwork, letters, and other original documents from the Holocaust. Our guide Malky Weisberg shows us what life was like for the Jews there and how they lost everything except their faith in a merciful God. Let's take a look.
We entered the Holocaust History Museum, which everyone would expect to start with horrible pictures of death and dying and corpses, etc. We start this museum with life, because in order to understand the magnitude of the loss that the Jewish people experienced during the Holocaust, we have to understand what they had before. What was life like before? And a very famous Israeli photographer by the name of Michal Ravner put together a very interesting screen in front of us with pictures that she took, actual live, real pictures from the 1920s and early 30s of Jews and their life before. And by watching this exhibit and watching this film, you get a feeling for regular life and regular people. And it's a very important message for us here in Yad Vashem. This was regular life, and all of a sudden this regular life stops, and we're on the gray, unfinished flooring, showing us how shocking and how different and how unusual it was for people to just leave everything that was normal and get to everything that was not. And if you take a look at the architecture, the building is a triangle, digging into the ground like a saw, making the cemetery for the 6 million who were not given proper Jewish burial. And you notice we're underground. The museum is also built like a maze, ins and outs and under and over, and you get lost in here. What's the message? That's how the Jews felt. They were looking for a place to hide, a place to run, a place to exist when their existence was being snuffed out. We're standing in front of the cattle car that we have here in Yad Vashem. I don't think we could ever imagine the feelings going through people who are pushed together on a cattle car meant for animals and being taken to a place where they are about to be slaughtered. We're standing at the Rappaport Memorial in the Warsaw Ghetto Square, and this is a replica of Nathan Rappaport's piece of art which stands in Poland, in Warsaw. The interesting thing about the Rappaport Memorial and the bricks is those were bricks that Hitler's people bought in order to make a monument to Hitler when they win the war. But it didn't happen, thank God, and instead it was used for a memorial for the Jews. And you'll take a little look at the artwork here, and here you have the Jews of Warsaw being forced into the death camps, being forced onto the trains, and you see despair and you see a lot of sadness. And if you look at this part of the monument, you see the Warsaw Ghetto fighters. You see the spirit of not despairing, but let's fight back. That is Beit Zayit, and that is Mevaseret. This is all very, very beautiful view. And after I give a tour, it's very exciting to give a tour of the destruction and come out to this, because this is a tour of the rebirth of Jewish families growing and children laughing, and something that Hitler never planned on. Every day in our prayers we say, V'li Yerushalayim ircha berachamim tashuv. And to Jerusalem, your city, in my mercy, will you return. And return we have big time.